It's the Benz Brunani womanist. Baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo. Hot time scrolling for your long shorts. You might learn something you never know. Collect you fine, and she's one of a kind. Don't say you're mine, say you're mine.
Hi, my baby boys, my baby girls, my baby non-binaries. Thank you for joining me in the extended version of the podcast of SYM. This card, I'm just going to show it to you. This card has been plaguing me for ages. This one, the Emperor. The Emperor. And I think that the Emperor, because it was the bottom of the deck when I was pulling cards regarding the seer. So just to refresh your memory, this was the Black Angel Tarot deck card for this week. It was the seer. As someone who has gifts of being able to see the past, present, and the future, sometimes you just get flashes, but you know it's something that's going to happen or has happened, yet you ignore it. Don't ignore it. Like, use your gift, because yeah, you've been disappointed in the past of people maybe not believing in you or you not believing in yourself regarding your gifts. And that's why the 8 of Cups came up. But remember that the sun will always come out for you, and that there is beauty and there is rejuvenation and growth if you just acknowledge the gifts that you have. So that's why you got the sun, which is a major arcana card as well. So just remembering that. And then the other major arcana, which is what is this? A 4, it's number 4, is the Emperor. The Emperor always reminds me of a father figure. So I wonder if, like, sometimes the gifts that you don't want to acknowledge about yourself that you have is because a father figure or some dominant male in your life, or you as a man, maybe you don't want to acknowledge these things about yourself because you think it contravenes what it means to be masculine, or because you don't want to accept all of the parts of you, or you have a father figure or someone in your life that's just like, oh no, those aren't things that you should be doing as my child. I don't encourage those things. It's just a very strong energy. But also at the same time, I feel like it also signifies how you can have dominion over the things that you choose to invest your time in, because it came straight after the Sun card. So I just feel like it can mean that you have dominion over the things that, that you invest time in and you invest your heart in. But my mind is really, really going through, because of the stern look. Whenever I see the Emperor, it's always remind me of a father, or whether it's the absence of the father or a presence of the father that stops you from realizing your gifts because you don't want to disappoint, or you don't want to be like them, or I don't know, something like that. But that's what's coming to my mind intuitively. That's what I'm picking up. And this card, whenever I see it, and when I do like readings for friends and family and stuff, and this card comes up, it's usually signifying a father of sorts. Or it could signify a construct or a boss or someone. Basically, there's someone that you hold in high regard, or you've given them authority in your life, or maybe because of the construct of society, they feel like they have authority over your life and they're dictating to you the things that they want you to do. And it's really about just remembering that they can't tell you a damn thing. Like, they cannot. Like, you do what you want to do, and that is the end of the matter. It didn't come out in reverse, so it's not even like something that they can't negatively impact you by you just ignoring them and doing what you want to do. It is what it is. So that's really what I get from the Emperor card. That's what it's saying to me personally when I look at it, especially in regards to the Seer card. So back to this book by Bell Hooks. There's a bit that I wanted to read to you. Just getting it up now. Finding you the juicy bits that I've saved. I really encourage you to buy the book if you don't have it already. It's one of my favorite books ever. All right, here we go. Our cultural idealization of women as caregivers is so powerful. It's really one of the few positive traits assigned to women by patriarchy. Therefore, it's not surprising that women are reluctant and sometimes downright unwilling to interrogate notions that we are inherently more loving. If this is the only positive characteristic females are allowed to claim, the one trait that lets us be seen as morally superior to men, most women will continue to be deeply invested and clinging to the perception that we are loving even when we know that we are not. There is no doubt in my mind that it's easier for females of any age to learn the art of loving than it is for their male counterparts. It is easier because our interest in love is not questioned. To the extent that any woman takes the time and makes the choice to learn what love is, we are more supported in this endeavor than men are. More often than not, the assumption that women naturally love more and better than men actually keeps us from facing our problems with love and intimacy. That's why so many of us only begin to learn what love really is in midlife. So I really like that bit because I think that the biggest disservice that we do to ourselves as women is that we cling on to notions. We're like, oh, this isn't mine. You know, I don't ascribe to this part of what I've been told by patriarchy, but I ascribe to this part. And all part of it is this whole caregiving thing where we go into relationships assuming roles of nurturing and giving care because we believe, you know, people will say to you, oh, but, you know, in the Stone Age and when cavemen, you know, that's what women did. They stayed and looked after family and blah, blah, blah. Do you know that that's actually misconstrued? Women stayed because of the danger, because, you know, animals and whoever would come and try to attack your family. So women stayed because they would fight. They would fight and ward off the danger where men went out foraging. So how you've got it fucked up is actually mad. That's what's interesting about the whole thing, how history has been retold to us to tell us certain things about women that actually aren't even true. And so therefore we buy into it like, oh, I'm meant to be nurturing, I'm meant to be caregiving, I'm meant to be all of these things. If that's not your natural inclination, I mean, we should all be nurturing and caregiving if we want to have intimate relationships with anyone, even with our friends. It matters that we have these qualities, but it shouldn't be enforced upon you because of your gender. That's fucked up. That's messed up. So if you can, definitely get the book because there are so many beautiful, if I show you my book, like I've pretty much underlined so much of it. Like so much of it is underlined because I'm just like, oh, this is a word. This is a word. You know what? The whole book's a fucking word. It's wonderful. But moving on to first dates. So first dates, first of all, I came about seeing it because a follower of mine said to me, did you see First Dates? I said, no, I don't watch it. She goes, oh, go and see on 4OD, let me know. So I actually thought, oh, maybe it's something about me that maybe I was mentioned in, like maybe it was narcissistic, but I just thought, oh, maybe it's something funny or whatever. I went to go and watch it and I was just so pissed off. And every time I go against my better judgment to not indulge in anything that isn't sent to my inbox, I always get fucked up for it. So I go and watch and I see this white girl from Scotland and she's saying that, you know, she's moved to London. She's an accountant. She got a Brazilian butt lift. She got bum implants because she thinks that Kim K has the perfect body. You can see she's had her nose done. She's had her lips done and all of that stuff. She moved to London because she likes black guys or she loves black guys and there aren't many black guys in Scotland. So she's moved to London to meet more black guys. And she also says, oh, I dance at carnival. I'm a carnival dancer. What does that even mean? So she couldn't even say, oh, I do mass. She says, oh, I'm a carnival dancer. And so they go to her, oh, are you a twerking specialist? And she was like, yeah, I guess I'm a twerking specialist. They were like, oh, show us how to twerk. And if you come and see the way that this girl was just convulsing, it was like a spirit. It was like a demon. Maybe 3 demons were riding her soul. Like they were going, goo, 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 goo. Like they were stomping on her soul because I don't understand what she was doing. It was only a few seconds, but they were horrendous. They were the most horrendous few seconds that I've probably ever had to endure. It was horrible. And I just hate the way that white people that come up with these shows and you know, the producers of these shows keep flinging around this whole word, this word of twerking. Like a person could fucking sneeze and they'll go, oh my God, we caught such and such twerking. No, not everything is twerking. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's so annoying, like trivializing it. Like once they grab onto a word, they crush it of all life. They rinse out the word until there's nothing left of it. It's so aggravating. So anyway, She loves black guys. So then the black guy that they introduce her to, he comes through and he's like, oh, my perfect woman is Kim Kardashian. And I just thought, okay, so you are obviously a useless human being. And they've put them both together. She says, oh, I love, dancing at carnival. She's talking to him and she goes, do you know what soca is? And I thought, you as a Scottish white girl are asking a black guy. I mean, you know what? Blackness isn't a monolith, so maybe maybe it's likely that he didn't know what soca is. But it's just that arrogance that she had, that I know all of these things and I'm all part of this culture, when she knows fuck all. And this is personally why it aggravates me that we have white women involved in certain things, because they're not there to really learn and to embrace or enjoy the culture. They're just there to hyper consume it. As I said about Kendrick Lamar fans and all other hip hop fans, this is what this girl was doing. She goes to carnival to shake her bum, hoping that black men will see her and be like, woo, 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 woo. Because why I say that is because in her next statement, she says, I tried to go to carnival nights in London, but they're all just too ratchet. And I thought, you fucking bitch, because ratchet is such a racialized term, because really what she's saying is that they're too black, because she wants something where it's all nice and diluted for her and she can play at blackness and get her life. So she's fetishizing black culture, fetishizing black men, and they've put her with a man who also fetishizes white women but likes to see I guess, I don't want to say black features because I don't like that, because there are black women that don't have massive bums, but he's fetishizing features on her that if they were on a black woman, they're seen as grotesque. That's my issue with it. When it's on a black woman, it's grotesque, but when it's on a white woman, it's exotic and it's fancy and it's cute and it's sexy. When it's not, it's really, really not. So they're here fetishizing each other, like, oh my God, yes. And he's encouraging her as well, like, yeah, they are too ratchet because these guys want to come and drag you up to dance with them. And I was thinking, you shut up. Don't try and act like you understand when you're pretty much here to do the same thing. I couldn't watch the rest of it because I was so disgusted and I was so angry that I ended up watching it, and I didn't actually have any plans on getting angry that on the day when I saw it. But because it was recommended, or someone said, oh, just go and check this out, I thought it would be something lighthearted, only to come and see trash. Tired of white girls infiltrating communities like this and just wanting to be there because they fetishize black men or they fetishize the culture, and simultaneously still hate black people, most especially black women. Fuck that. And I feel like that's very reminiscent of Kim Kardashian herself, just constantly taking the free labor from black women, but there's no reciprocity. It's disgusting. But let me know your thoughts, patrons, when you watch this, like what you feel about it. And if you decide to go and watch the video or you have watched it, please comment and let me know what you thought of it, because I just thought it was downright horrible. And then so moving on to the tweet that this guy sent, that this guy put up, and he said, my brothers who are so pressed. He said, my dear brothers who are so pressed about body counts, would you date a girl with the exact same body count as yours? The first response is, hell no. It's sort of uncomfortable. And another guy's like, yes, that is exactly what he was trying to get at by putting up the post. Time and time again, I come back to this whole thing of the fact that men try to pretend like they don't realize that patriarchy is a thing, it's a construct that affects us all, but then they do things that prove that they are aware that it exists. Why is it okay for you to sleep with every woman under the sun, but if you found out that the woman that you're with slept with exactly the same number, no more, no less, same number of people, you would look at her in a particular way that you wouldn't look at yourself? Oh, because I'm a man and this is what men do. Like, no, it's what you've been socialized to believe that you do, and to the detriment of women who care about you too. That's the problem. So all of these women that you were sleeping with that you never stayed with, did you not consider that now you're one person that they have also slept with? So by that theory of probability, you're likely to meet someone who slept with just as many people as you have. Maybe they've slept with just as many people as you have because they enjoy it, one, or maybe they've slept with just as many people as you have because they kept meeting guys like yourself who weren't serious and kept sleeping with lots of women. So there you have it. I would really like for men to take a moment and really consider all of these things that I celebrate about myself, if I met a woman that did the exact same things, how would I feel about it? Because that would really highlight to you if you're sexist or not. Like, it would really show you how much sexism you've actually internalized. I think that it's a conversation that needs to happen, because too often people are just like, it's just the way things are. Like, women aren't meant to do those things. Why not? If a woman enjoys sex and wants to sleep with lots of people and wants to do so in a healthy manner, what is anybody else's business? And this is why I talk about the fragility of masculinity, because women often have slept with many people, but they just don't tell you the number of people, because they know that you will cry, because they have to protect your ego, because it's not really about their integrity or their value or their worth. No, it's about your ego, because you couldn't possibly take that she's interacted with so many men, because that would put you in a place of not being very important, or you having to compare yourself to all those other men and how you fare. Everything comes back to your ego and the woman bolstering it and helping you to maintain it. At some point, it's going to break. Whether it's this woman or another woman, it's all going to break. So rather than holding on to something that's so fragile and useless, build something sufficient, a stronger sense of self that understands that as adults, people have pasts. And the same way you've experimented, they've experimented. Let people live. Let people do their things. Like, what is your problem? It's dangerous. It's dangerous because women are killed on that premise of, she's not a virgin and she married this man, we must kill her. Men aren't killed for not being virgins. Nobody's killing them. So if people are going to die, like, we all need to die then. We all must come and die together, because it's unfair. And now people get upset when you say, men are trash, men are trash. Although I don't particularly espouse that kind of narrative, I understand why people do, because it's a construct, not just men as individual men, but masculinity, manhood, toxic masculinity as it is, toxic patriarchy as it is. This is what it causes. It causes for women to live in shame or be susceptible to shame for doing the very things that you're doing every day. I don't buy into this whole women are regarded as higher, they're purer. No. We're all the same human beings. And if you move mad, I can move madder. That's really all there is to, that's all there is to say about that, really. But yeah, that's it. As I said, I'll be announcing the live show soon. It'll be in London, central London somewhere, or EC. I can't wait to have a live show and to talk with you, or like bouncing off each other in the audience and things like that. There'll be nice food, also nice drinks. We'll catch a vibe. There'll be a cool DJ. It won't be Tim Westwood, that prick. We'll have a great time. So I'll be announcing that soon. Thank you so much for supporting me, all of my patrons. Please send me messages. I love hearing from you. SYM@KelechiOkafor.com. Follow me. Well, you'll probably already follow me at Kelechnikov or at Say Your Mind Pod. Remember to talk, discuss with me. Hashtag the thing. Like, let's discuss what you thought of this week's episode. Appreciate you greatly. Thank you for watching. Peace.
It's the Benz Brunani womanist, baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo. Hard time scrolling for your long throats. You might learn something you never know. Collect you fine, and she's one of a kind. Don't say your mind, say your mind.